Do you have to work on your dialect, your accent?
It's actually very interesting with this particular show. I was, because my training, I'm a Shakespearean trained actor, and so I got to rehearsal, and I started immediately doing what we call a mid-Atlantic dialect, which is to say something like, I'm trying to think of how it would happen. Every word you would say would sound more English. That's what, or like Kate Hepburn. Kate Hepburn was not doing an English accent. She was doing a mid-Atlantic accent. So you're speaking as if you sound like you live in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. So you're not English, but you're also not American. So and I was doing that, and the director's like, stop, Keegan, I need one thing from you. I need one thing. I want this to be like the most Keeganist Horatio possible. I want your Midwestern Detroit dialect. I don't want anything. I want it to feel as accessible as possible.
Well, let me hear Detroit.
People. Well, it's this.
Is that Detroit?
It's just this. As opposed to like my cousins who live in Detroit, who would be like, to be or not to be. That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or, it's as opposed to an urban dialect like that. And so every time he goes, yeah, you're kind of softening out those R's, and the vowels are too understandable. I want you to really just Keeganize it for me. Yeah.
Well, can't we bring Detroit into Hamlet the way we brought rap into Hamilton?
It's exactly, and very often, because what'll happen, you'll see African Americans, we'll all try to do that mid-Atlantic thing. And it's so funny that I'm trying. It's funny, when I'm on stage, I can do the speeches. The pause that you heard earlier was me going, how come I not think of a speech right now? So the difference between Two Nights Together had these gentlemen, Marcellus and Bernardo, on their watch in the dead waste in the middle of the night, been thus encountered, a figure like your father appears before them with, you know what I mean? It's like, appears before them and with solemn march goes slow and stately by them. Thrice he walks by their oppressed and fear surprised eyes whilst they display, it's all, okay, great, it sounds British. I don't know what the hell's going on.
What is your best accent?
What's my best accent? Probably like impersonating my cousins from the South is probably my favorite one to do. When you just talking like, hey man, listen, hey, let me ask you a question, man. Hey, I have a cousin who lives in Salt Lake City, and he was sometimes, he said, hey man, cuz. He just called me cuz. The ladies, man, I can't get the ladies off of me, man. I'm trying not to get some stuff up in here. But then also, I grew up so close to Canada, and in Canada, we were poor. We didn't have cable.
So Windsor is right across.
Windsor's right across the way.
Yeah.
So half of the Canadian broadcasting you see is British shows. So I grew up doing British and Cockney dialects and stuff, and I learned that from my mom. From my stepmom. My dad's second wife is from the UK.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.